I'm taking a very short break from the international pickup to work on this Honda 300 quad I just picked up. I got it super cheap because it didn't run, it didn't move. Brakes were seized up on it, and I could get it running, but only for a few seconds at a time. So I've got a few things to troubleshoot and get working on. Right now I'm just working on the brakes, and I figured I'd make a video here because I've been fighting with the stupid brake for probably the better part of an hour, and I think I finally found something that works for getting that drum off of there. This brake was seized, and I was able to break it free by pounding on the drum a little bit with a dead blow hammer, and then I had to put a little heat to it too, and I could get it moving. But I'm having a heck of a time getting the drum off the shaft, and I found this is working not too bad. What I do is I tighten up that ratchet strap a little bit at a time, and then I pound those shoes back, and now you can see the shoes starting to peek out through the back of the drum there. That's what was holding up before. Those shoes were getting caught on the drum, but I just get through the front here with a punch and tap them gently and move them back as I'm pulling this forward, and I'm confident that will get that drum off of there. Front brakes, I pulled them apart too, and yeah, they need a little bit of servicing. The front seal's been leaking, so I ordered new seals and brake shoes. I'll try that. And the master cylinder is seized solid, so I got a new one of those. The wonderful thing about these Honda 300s is the Chinese make parts for them, and lots of parts. Brakes, super cheap. That master cylinder was $30 Canadian, including the handle and everything like that. Brakes too were, I think, in around that price. And then I was just going to get seals for the axle shafts there, but it comes with bearings and everything, and that too is about $30. It seems like all the parts are right around $30. This side looks like someone had put new brakes on there at one point, but since that seal was leaking, it's contaminated everything, so I'm going to get new parts there. Quad's got pretty good bones to it, and I'm hoping with a little bit of work here, I can get this thing going. I had a Honda 300 like this in the past, and they're a fantastic quad. Super, super reliable, and I think with a little bit of work, I might be able to get this one going. So hopefully a day or two, we'll get this done, but I'll keep you posted here. Well, that puller worked. I got the drum off, no problem, and got everything cleaned up in there. Actually, the pads look really good. Lots of stuff left on them there. I think the problem was a lot of rust inside that drum. I cleaned out the rust and washed it down with brake clean. Washed everything down in there with brake clean as well. And also, this little mechanism here was kind of seized up. I think that was a lot of my problems, so worked that free. Seems to be working good. I think all I need to do is put this back together, and the rear brakes will be good. Okay, I got everything put back together on the rear brake, and it seems to be working as it should. That is with the foot lever. The cable going to the front handbrake is seized up, so I've got one of those on order, and I'll put that in, and that should fix that problem. Again, very cheap part, $23 or something like that, so happy about that. While I'm waiting for parts to get here, I thought I'd do a few checks on why this thing isn't running or isn't running properly. I was able to get it going just briefly before with the Kickstarter, and it would run for a while and then die. The engine sounded okay when it was running, so I'm happy about that, but I think it might be an electrical issue. Battery's pretty much dead, but I got a little booster pack set up on it. 11.6 volts is what it's showing right now. When I turn the key on, lights instantly go dim there, and you can hear it clicking off and on. That's the little booster pack is clicking off and on. And you can see with my voltmeter there, it goes up to about 15 volts and then back down to 7. So I think what's happening is the voltage regulator is shot, and it's basically a short in there that's goes to a short and then back to an open again. And that might explain why the voltage is jumping around. So before I do a whole lot more troubleshooting on this, I do have a voltage regulator coming, and we'll try that in and see if that makes a difference. While I'm waiting for stuff, I think I'll do a few cosmetic things. I'll take off some of these stickers on here. I think it said 4x4. Right now it's 4 by something. But I'll try to clean it up a little bit and check all the fluid levels and make sure that's all good. Well, I get the sticker off on this side, and I think that looks a whole lot better. It came off really easily. I just used the heat gun, put a little bit of heat to it, peeled it off. The only thing is it's a lot shinier underneath where that sticker was than the rest of the quad. But what I'm doing, it helps a little bit here, is there's stickers down here too, and you can tell it's not as noticeable. I'm just using the heat gun to heat up this plastic, and it brings back a little bit of the color and shine to it. I've done this black up to here, and then in back I haven't done it, so you can kind of tell the difference. Maybe we'll do is just a really quick demonstration. Heat this up, and you'll start to see, just a couple of seconds there, you can start to see it changing color. And we just keep this moving. Takes a little time, but the results are pretty good. Gets rid of a lot of the scuffs and stuff on it too. It's like you're painting with heat. So there, it gives you an idea. And that will cool off and it will look just like that, which is better than that. Cleans it up. And like I say, just a wee little bit of heat gets these stickers off too. I'm going to take that one off as well. Well, I suspect the rear diff fluid, I guess if you can call that a diff, it's not really a diff, but ring and pinion housing, I bet you that fluid's never been changed. Quad's about 30 years old. Not a whole lot of fluid came out of there. It's supposed to be about 3 ounces. Looks like it's had maybe a little bit of water in it at one point. But I've seen worse, and this is a Honda. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just going to put new fluid back in there. I had to even warm up the housing a little bit with the heat gun just to get that stuff to flow out. It was so thick. I don't keep it super warm in the shop here, probably about 10 degrees Celsius. And yeah, it just didn't want to come out of there at all, but I've left it for a while, and oh, it's still dripping a little bit. But it's been probably half an hour anyway, so I'll close this up, put new fluids in it, and check the front diff and little gear or case in the front of the motor. I'll check that one as well. I got the plastics cleaned up in the back. It looks quite a bit better than before. I also checked the fluid in this gear case and the front axle, and actually the fluid looks pretty clean in both of those, so I just topped them up. And I got the new voltage regulator. So we'll take the old one out, and as you can see, it's pretty dirty, packed full of junk. I don't know, maybe overheated, maybe it failed that way. I'm not sure, but I'll take that out of there, put the new one in, and see what happens. Okay, I got that regulator put in there. Got my bigger charger put on it, so hopefully that cranks it. Got the gas tank hooked up and the line hooked up, so see if anything happens here. Oh, that's looking better. It's staying nice and bright. Oh, how do you like that? Wow. Sounds good. Huh. Well, it ran for a while anyway. Try it again, see if it fires up. I'll have to do some more thinking. Might need a little bit of cleaning on the carb. Sounds like it ran the float bowl empty, and now it won't run again, so might just be something simple in the carb. I'll try that next. I got the carb out of there, and I think I see a problem here. That junk isn't supposed to be in there. All those deposits, and over here, that's old fuel that's turned really, really bad. I think what's happening is it's so much buildup in there that the floats can't drop down. Every once in a while, maybe they do over time, a little bit of fuel leaks into the float bowl and that'll run for a while, but it can't get any more fuel in there. So I'm going to give this a good clean. Clean that out, clean all the jets, clean the seat for the float valve, and we'll put it back together and see what happens then. Okay, the carb is cleaned and everything's put back together, so we'll give it another try. I don't know why that... Oh, the reverse light's off. Good. That's better. That was without a choke. Oh, still's got some problems here. Might have to give it a bit of choke. Let it warm up a wee little bit. No smoke, that's good. Sounding nice. Choke is off. Idea why the neutral light went off and the reverse light's on. I think that's reverse. Bizarre. But anyway, it seems to be running good. Success. Well, I figured out why that reverse light came on and why the neutral light went out when I started it before. I had a poor connection on the voltage regulator and it was putting out too much voltage, and so it actually burnt out the neutral light, and must be some type of a pathway there where if the voltage is high enough it can light up the reverse light. But anyway, I got that fixed now, and also I put in a new battery. I think there's probably enough fuel in the carb that will fire up here. I'll try. Yeah, fires right up. Battery's good. Reverse light doesn't... Oh, I guess that's all the fuel it's got there. No tank on here. But anyway, it's all working the way it should. And also, too, I put a new brake cable on it. And that's all set up and working good. I was concerned about all the sludge that was in the rear end there. I tried putting more 80-90 in there and couldn't get much in. So what I did is I drained that out and then I flushed that whole rear end out with diesel fuel a bunch of times, and I was able to get a lot of that sludge out of there. So now I can get a decent amount of 80-90 back in there. My plan is to run it for, I don't know, maybe 10 hours or something like that with that 80-90 in there, drain that out, and put fresh stuff in again, and hopefully over time I can get all that sludge out of there and it hasn't done too much damage. I got my brake pads in, so I was going to change them out up front, but I made a mistake. I should have ordered new wheel cylinders at the same time. These are garbage on there. I was able to get this one adjuster out of there. It was all seized up. I ran it through a tap and die to get the threads better, but it still's not great. And the other one, I can't get the adjuster off of it all. It's seized right on there. So I've ordered new wheel cylinders, and they should be here tomorrow. So I'll do that. I've got a few more things I can do today on it before they get here. After I ordered the new wheel cylinders, I found out that you can actually take front disc brakes from a later model Rancher and adapt them to this. So maybe I should have done that, but it's a little bit more money going that route. So I'll try this first, and if this turns out to be a good quad, which I'm hoping it does, I might save that for a future mod to convert the front end to disc brakes rather than the drums that were on it originally. Today's project, one of them, will be fixing this winch switch. I'd never seen a winch switch like this before. It's just kind of hanging here. That'd be banging all over the place and not great. This machine came with a snow blade up front, so which is nice, but you've got to operate it with the winch controller, so you'd be using that quite a bit. And this was all getting very brittle, falling apart. I took the back off of it. It doesn't look very good at all. So anyway, I got a new switch, nice little switch like this that I'm going to mount on the handlebars, and it goes through a relay. Here's the relay. I'll get that all wired up. And this piece of metal was right down in there like that. I'm going to bolt it back in, and that's where that relay will live. And this thing had a bolt sticking out. I cut it off. It looked kind of dangerous. I'm not sure what this plate was used for. It must have been something mounted there. It's not original, or at least I don't believe it's original. If anyone knows what that could have been, let me know. I'm curious. So we'll get working on that, and there's a lot of wiring with the winch that, let's see if you can see it here. Oh yeah, you can see those household wire nuts on there. Not the best wiring job for the winch, so I'll correct all that. I'll pull that all apart, solder, heat shrink, make that all a little bit more reliable and less prone to shorting out. So that's on the agenda for today. Well, I got that winch relay put in and tested it. It all works good. And here's the switch. I think that looks a whole lot better too than what I had before, that big chunk hanging off the side. And as you can see, I pulled off the front plastic. It made it a lot easier to work on with the plastic gone. And I had to get into this little junction box up front here because this winch switch required 12-volt ignition, so the winch only works when the key is turned on, and the best place to get that was right inside that little junction box. Also, you can see the plastic over here, and on the front is a really nice light bar. You can kind of see it there, and it wasn't working, but it was just the switch. The light itself is still good. So what I'm doing, or what I did, is I wired it up to work through the high beam switch on here. So rather than have a separate switch for the light bar, I just wired it directly into the wires for the headlights. If you're doing something similar, at least on 300 here, it's white is the high beam wire. So I just took that one back to the relay. So that's the wire that trips the relay there. So when you turn on the high beams, your light bar comes on too. So now I'll get the plastic put back on. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention before, I did put a new seal in here already, and I found a 36 mil socket worked not too bad for pounding it in. Could have maybe gone with the 37 or 38, but I didn't have that, so a 36 does work. And yeah, hopefully a little bit later those wheel cylinders will be in and I can get the brakes done. Okay, I got the front brakes put back on, bled, adjusted. Front plastic is back on. I went over it with heat gun, made it look a little bit better. Actually, I think the whole quad looks pretty good. For a $500 quad, I think it looks great. That's why I paid for it, $500, and I've got about $250 in parts into it. That's all Canadian. So $750 total, or right around $500 American. And it came with this snow blade as well, which is good because got our first snow last night. So anyway, I'll just take it out for a little test drive, see if everything works. Oh, started. brakes too. That's good. Check reverse on it. We have the driveway. Just have to switch hands here. Okay, reverse lights on. Works. Success. I'll take that. So that was encouraging. No weird sounds from that rear end. I think she's all good. My apologies to everyone who's been following my international build. I'll get back to going on that right away. Had to get this quad out of there first. I got room to take the body off this thing. That's next, and start working on the frames. So get going on that right away. If you like this video, give me a like. If you want to see more ATV type stuff, every once in a while I do get an ATV like this. If you want to see another video, just let me know. Give me a like, or better yet, subscribe. Thanks for watching.